Hey guys, welcome to your weekly Q&A, the first week of January. Thank you so much for being here. So I'm going to explain the way that the way these Q&As work now at this time. I'm getting into a flow of it, and so here's what's going on and how we're handling it. You go to the webpage amysatori.com/askamy. Or when you're on my website, amysatori.com, you just click on Ask Amy. And either way, you'll get there. And it explains everything in there as well. It also gives you, that webpage gives you updates in terms of anything new that's going on. It'll tell you the dates of upcoming Q&As, when Q&As might get skipped, anything like that. So when you go to the page, and you most likely will have a question, if it says sold out, I only have a certain amount of questions that I allow every week. So once those have all been, bought up, then they're going to show up as being sold out. So that just means that you just got to wait a little bit before you can ask a question, and then you return to the page, and if it shows that there are questions available for purchase, that means that there's another date where I'll be doing another Q&A where it'll show the date and tell you when exactly that's going to be coming out. These are all pre-recorded, so as soon as I'm done with your order, as soon as I've made the video and you have your answer recorded, then I send you a confirmation email letting you know that your order has been fulfilled, and then you just look for the video that comes out that when you go to make your order, you're going to know, if you read the information, you're going to know which date that comes out. So just watch out for that Q&A on that date and look for the timestamps underneath the video, and it will tell you exactly where your reading is. So yeah, that's kind of how it works, and it's all explained on that page really well. So yeah, that's how that works. And I've just added a little fun little thing I thought would be kind of cool. Since a lot of you are asking about your true love, and I do a true love reading every month, where I'm going to start doing it once a month. Then I've added a little section for those of you who are getting questions. And it asks you, basically, I got the idea from Amelia's Tarot, and I thought I'm going to put my own little spin on it. So I've added a little section. When you ask a question, you also are asked for a sign for your true love. So it could be, you guys met in a bar, and it's the name of the bar, or it's a song that kind of represents you guys. Or it could be like a symbol, a gesture. It could be a phrase that you've said to one another. Anything like that where if I said it in a love reading, you would be like, oh my gosh, that's for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to accumulate your answer to that question in a little fishbowl or something, and I'm going to choose a few of you to choose a sign for. So you get like a little encouragement from God or a little wink from the universe in that love reading. So I thought that would be kind of fun. So that's that. All right. So without further ado, let's get to our first reading. So this is for GM. GM has 3 questions. Hi, Amy. Much love and gratitude to you, sweet Annie, and Nala. Joy and blessings to you. All the collective in our new world happening, and for 2022. Yay! Okay, number 1. A mini med bed for my divine masculine, please. Okay, so let's see. Does he give me permission? Yes, he does. Okay. Shama ha'ekena he'pimpimhomohon hana aishense helake e pompomoon. It kind of feels like, I don't know if he smokes or has some kind of a habit. I just saw somebody smoking. So this could be symbolic, and it could mean that he's kind of fuming about something, but I don't think so. It's like he's nervous. So he might have if he quit smoking, he might have started up again temporarily, And so they're helping him with that, because there are like smoke demons that are really hard to get rid of, you guys. It's like the worst. I learned a special hypnosis method, and during that class they said they are the worst demons that you can ever battle, when it comes to hypnosis and things like that. So certain hypnosis practitioners don't even mess with people who smoke. It's that bad. So they're working on that for him. They're tweaking that for him. They're helping him to learn how to relax in a more natural way. And they said giving him coping mechanisms. Hatan taike he ishen sase. Hala poma hana ake la he sanse shikin tatai. Poma ama ana ai. Hala sanse shiki na ha poma ansan. Shishi he na po lake la. There's something about his masculine side and him rubbing someone the wrong way. Can you tell me more information, please, about this? He's facing his shadow side when it comes to his father, it looks like. Something that goes deep into who he sees himself as a man. It's like the way he defines himself as a man. He's looking at the shadow aspect. So it could be, something like not wanting to be a player anymore, or not wanting to use a woman as a way to look like he's successful in life, not define himself by the woman that he's with, or, some kind of an unhealthy aspect of the way that he was thinking of himself as a man and relating to women is shifting and changing significantly. Hapama ana taike and sase eshan heheela omamaan. Some of it has been a bit hard to swallow, a bit of an ego buster, but those are the best moments, is when you realize something else is more true than what you've been believing for a long time, because those things that are not true that we believe really imprison us, and they don't do us any good. So shedding those things actually makes you more free and more powerful to step into your power. So he's realizing his worth. He's realizing his value as a result of whatever this epiphany is. And he's saying he's not wanting to get specific about it, but he's saying that just trust me, it's a big shift, and there are a lot of little shifts that have led up to it. It's like a domino effect, a bunch of little beliefs he's letting go of in every area of his life, but it has definitely poured into his love life. Okay, so number 2. What did he think of your Christmas letter you sent him? I felt like you're very soulful. The way that you write is very soulful. So it's like he always appreciates that you go deep. He was a little shocked and heartbroken about some of the things that you said, and it makes him really want to heal your relationship for sure. He really looks up to you a lot, and he doesn't like you to be in pain, and he definitely wants to make this better once he's done with his assessment of life even. It's like he feels just got like newly blossoming. He wants to be somebody different this coming year. He wants to think more optimistically that anything is possible. He does know that you're his true love. Once he balances out his life a little better and heals a bit himself from some insecurities and addictions, maybe even a working addiction, he's going to come out from hiding, and he's going to definitely be addressing these regrets and disappointments of the past through some good, wholesome communication that will create a new beginning for you guys. So an apology is coming. Can you guys hear that wind? It's just craziness. This is one of the windiest places I've ever lived, next to Livingston, Montana, which is probably the windiest place. But this is insane in Boulder. The wind is like crazy. Anyway, So he wants to make things right by you, and it encouraged him to get in his power and quit holding back his love from you. So that was his reaction. Number 3, true love spread on his feelings, actions to this connection. All right. So the true love spread is, it shows you their head, their hands, their heart. I got that from 4-H. Head, hands, and heart. And actions that they're taking would be their hands. And then overall energy and future energy they'd like to take. So let's take a look at how he feels about you at this time. What he thinks of you, what he feels about you, the actions he'd like to take, his overall energy and future energy. All right. Here we go. I'm trying to make a decision using his intuition in regards to reaching out to you and giving back to you. It might involve his divorce. He may still be dealing with some of that stuff. He's thinking about reaching out to you and letting you know that he has gotten rid of this person out of his life. And he's done it partially because he feels like you're the right person for him and his future and his happy, abundant future. You are his wish fulfillment. He really believes he does have a bright future with you, and he can't wait to get naked with you and, talk about future plans and put your ideas together to formulate something that could really work. He wants to come out of hiding and have a victory with you and realize his worth and feel like he just said the victor even again. He's just trying to figure out a way to get in his power and strategizing on how he could surprise you, overcome his ego, and take action. So we do know that he had some kind of an ego shift recently. And whatever this ego shift is, it's helping him come from a place of integrity and want to make right by you. Yeah, with him wanting to come in, he's wanting to rush in and heal this with some good communication. He may be a little bit nervous about what he's going to say, so don't be surprised if he's a little bit, I don't know what you'd call it, like it just seems like not enough or too little or something like that. But he's trying to get it to lead to commitment. And when he even just gets his foot in the door and communicates with you, he's going to feel more optimistic, and he wants it to be grounded, and he wants it to really lead somewhere into a future with you. I just looked up and saw that this is a recording that's numbered 11. It says new recording number 11. So that's pretty interesting too, isn't it? Okay. So it is coming together slowly but surely. He is still driven to be with you. I'm just going to pick a couple of cards real quick pick some masculine cards. He says, some of my friends and family don't approve of you, but I don't care. I'll be mourning these people if they don't come around to back me up on what truly makes me happy. I know it'll be sad, but it's for the best. Okay. I honestly think someone's doing black magic on me or something. If you know how to fix that, could you please? I just block it. I just feel blocked at every turn. It's aggravating. Okay, and I just did a love reading that you might want to take a look at if you haven't yet, because I mentioned black magic in there. And, true love is a definite thing. It's a real thing that is really helping our world turn into a better place. So there are evil forces that are trying to keep true love apart. So you true love masculines out there need to really take heed and realize that some of you are getting worked against. So it's time to stop being a people pleaser and to bust through these obstacles and fight for your love for your person. I'm going to do a blessing right now. And it's going to be for you, yes, but the way I design these readings is that it also applies to everybody else listening. So whatever problem anybody has, it's going to also help anybody else in the same shoes. I just thought that would be a nice beneficial way, to help everybody. All right. Hama na taiken sa se she na hake es. Simpin pama antaina momo anai. Hala she na hakepun. Hapum huma ana dai. Ike etsan se she ele pumahana ake ens. Hai na haike la bona pon shansai. Hala he na ke ike pumpen se. Hishi he e na pomoma an. Papanai. Hai he na hai. Okay, let's see. One more card. Some things you've said, probably in that letter you wrote him, have me reeling. I appreciated it, even if I acted defensive or felt defensive. I have some reflecting to do, but I'm not going anywhere, and I know this will make us stronger. The spirit just said, watch your mouth. Watch your mouth. It always comes down to not judging the other person, but taking personal responsibility for yourself. So if there was any part of that letter that was really harsh and judgmental to him, make sure that you're also taking a good look at yourself in that same perspective. Like, see that you're doing the same thing he is in some way. That's why I always encourage Byron Katie's work, so that you can do that deeper reflection and find those things that you are getting triggered by, because those things you're getting triggered by are the very things that you're doing yourself, either to yourself, or you're doing it to the other person, or you're doing it in a different way. So when we realize that, we take some of the angst out and we have more compassion and empathy. And that's when the relationship can really flourish. Because as long as you're pointing the finger at the other person, saying it's all their problem, it's all their fault, if only they would be mature enough, if only they wouldn't be such people pleasers and all of that, it really disempowers you and your relationship, and it really undermines, even the respect that you guys have for each other. So always respect where somebody's at in their process, and try not to judge them as best you can, and in whatever process or way that you can. But there should not be any relationship where one person is sitting on their high horse and looking down their snooty nose at the other person, saying that they're just too immature for me. We feel that way sometimes, but we got to snap out of it when we act like that, because there's a lesson in it for us, or it wouldn't be happening. There's something that we need to see about ourselves in it, or we wouldn't even need it. You know what I mean? Okay, so we have 2 questions from CD. Hi, my DM and I are talking more and more. We hung out and cuddled and talked a lot a week ago. That's awesome. I'm letting him reach out to me so he can be in the driver's seat. Good for you. Hang on. Okay, so you're wanting a true love spread as well. You want to know what's going on. But it looks like you ordered 2 questions. I don't see 2 questions here. Just a minute. Okay. Yeah, it looks like it just got cut off on the end. It was just a fluke thing. Okay. So you're asking for a light language blessing from him to you first. So I feel like he's been meditating, and there's just this constant vision over and over of you guys holding hands and skipping down the sidewalk, or like just being really happy, very giddy, and you're in front of him and you're laughing and smiling and looking back at him. So either this is a memory that he has of something you guys have done, or he just imagines that being a really magical moment sometime in the future. He pictures you being bundled up in a blanket and him like holding you. Maybe because it's chilly out. I don't know. So it looks like he's a visual kind of person. It looks like, he just is picturing all kinds of wonderful things. So I hope you feel my warmth and my love for you. I've been sending you songs. This is coming from his higher self. I've been sending you songs. Are you getting them? I'm trying to get my life set up to where you're going to be super proud of me, and you're going to notice that you're not even going to recognize who I am when I come forward next. He's done a lot of releasing of things that don't really work for him anymore. He's been speaking his truth more than ever. He's feeling stronger. And it's like he doesn't want you to see him as this work in progress. He wants to show up for you and be like the person that you envision he really is. Like he wants to be that person you think he is. And for you not to see any of the labor behind the scenes trying to get there. I feel like he's also released an ex that was kind of still a little codependent on him. He's gotten her like pretty much out of the picture, is not responding to her or talking to her at all. He's he said that he's proud of himself because he didn't have to block her either. He thought he might have to do that, but he actually managed to be strong enough and have strong enough boundaries that he actually didn't have to do it. So, something about peanuts. I don't know if you guys have had peanuts together or... I'm like, is he trying to say a different word that sounds like peanuts? He kind of seems like someone who would joke like that, for sure. He's totally laughing and turning red. So, that's cute. He's saying reindeer. He said, is there a reindeer? And I just looked over at my spirit animal book. So let me see if there is. Let's see. It could be just deer instead of reindeer. But I'm going to check reindeer first. No reindeer. Is there a deer? There is a deer. 18 or 55. So I think I'm going to go for 55. Okay. Bring a gentle touch. The time has come to be gentle and diplomatic when dealing with others. You might have found yourself, so this is probably how he dealt with her and one of the things he's been learning. You might have found yourself in a situation where negotiations are necessary in order to reach your goal. Be mindful of the words you choose, but don't worry. Dear Spirit reminds you that you have the ability to be sure-footed and confident while showing humility and respect for others. You will find that your capacity for calm and grounded communication is heightened at this time. Follow the way of dear Spirit, and you will do well, gaining the respect of others and finding common ground that is pleasing to you. Remember that understanding others and their needs will be more powerful at this time than putting your own first. If you do that, you will be rewarded tenfold. So also the protection message, and I feel like he's also saying this to you, is Dear Spirit is bringing you a gentle warning that now is not the time to engage in an argument, or maybe he feels like he would get in an argument with you, so he's not going to go there yet, no matter how volatile others are being. Do not match their intensity with your own. If you are dealing with an overly assertive person, step back and disengage, lest you agree to something out of alignment with your intentions. Don't let anyone bully you into anything you're uncomfortable with. You have solid footing if you stand your ground with grace. Those who disagree will begin to find their own gentleness and willingness to compromise. Dear Spirit also brings the message that it may be easy to offend someone today or take offense because someone lacks diplomacy. Let all of that pass. You are not meant to take this world personally. While it's a beautiful gift to be sensitive, today you need a tougher hide so that any compromises you make allow you to maintain your integrity. So I just feel like he's having really good boundaries, and he's being like stern but gentle and calm, where he used to get really engaged and upset. I just randomly picked up a card from the mini Ghoster deck. I have to take care of a child matter right now, or someone else who is dependent on me, so he's maybe still wrapping that up with her. I can't move forward until it's taken care of, and I feel like it's stable. Thank you for your patience. So he had to make sure that situation was wrapped up before he could come forward to you. Okay, so the other question that you had was that you wanted a mini med bed for both of you. Hama na taiken sa seshe ena hai e pom pom ana aike Tantai-san Seishi Pimpamon. I feel like he's practicing his decision-making abilities, also including his head, his heart, and his intuition all together. He's not necessarily going with the people-pleasing option. He's not necessarily just thinking with his head or logic. He's actually dropping down into his heart and considering and weighing in, letting his, I was going to say intentions, but letting his intuition and intentions weigh in, like whatever's pressing on his heart. He's also realizing his innocence. He's starting to see himself as more innocent, where he used to be harsh with himself. I think the fact that he's loving himself and being more gracious with himself is enabling him to also be the same with other people. For you, I feel like you need to do some letting go yourself of him. Because I see you facing him while he's trying to figure all of this out, and there's all kinds of blunders happening and bloopers from his higher self, and he's like, I wish you would quit looking at me. Please pay attention to yourself and your own life, and, because I'm not looking over at you and your blunders and things. Like, please just mind your own business for now, because I will come back around. You're not going to lose me, and I'm thinking about you all the time, and I'm making these changes for us. So, please just pay attention to your own life right now. Watch where you're going, watch where you're walking, watch what you're talking about, what you're doing. Try to improve and work on your own life and make that your focus right now, as if he's not coming, so that he can be in the energy of just feeling free, instead of feeling like kind of like your teacher standing over you, waiting for you to hurry up and get the answers for the test kind of thing. Okay, they said complete. All right, so next person is DR, who has one question. Happy New Year. Will the daughter I lost before birth be reincarnated in the child my DM and I will adopt, if we do adopt? He's always wanted a child. I hope your Christmas was peaceful and full of hope. Thanks, Amy. All right. Yeah, absolutely. And the kid just went yippee, and I feel like it was I feel like it was a female, a girl, but then I just realized you already wrote daughter. So yeah, she just put her arms up in the air like victory, like, yes, she wants me too. And then she said absolutely. She said that she could kind of like, animals are this way too when they part ways with us. When or if they do come back, we think so linear sometimes. We think that it has to be a specific puppy or kitten, and I got to get it right. But don't worry, because they have a way of jumping into the soul of an animal and either combining with it or bumping the other one out. Sometimes there's a general consciousness to a cat or to a dog that is only kind of holding the space. It's like that dog or that cat is meant to have another soul in it. So it's really hard to describe it. It's really even hard for us to fathom. But it does feel that this child will come to you however it needs to. Oh, and I just saw a frog. And you know how you kiss a million frogs to get that prince to pop out of one of the frogs? There's going to be something about this child, and it may be the fact that it's adopted and not born of you guys. There might be something like that where you have to kiss something you think is a frog. You have to give a home to a child that you wouldn't normally have considered in order to get the gift of having the real child that you were meant to have in the first place, if that makes sense. So that does actually kind of imply that you might feel like you're settling and you're going to be adopting, but that adopted child is your real child. Isn't that funny? It's crazy how life works like that. Okay, so CP has one question. My true love posted a picture on Christmas Eve, appeared to be at the karmic's house. Is he still with her? I gotta know, actually. Why did he post a picture at the karmic's house? I feel like he was convinced to do it. He was talked into doing it. he really didn't have plans for Christmas, and she like said something about like, you should come. She talked him into it. I'm gonna get confirmation with some tarot cards here too. Does he want to be with her? And I just saw his head shaking. No, I don't. I really don't want to do that. Why didn't you make plans with her for Christmas? No. He says, I'm not ready for that yet. I wasn't ready. Okay, so you just didn't have plans. You didn't make plans. And then you were pressured into it. Yes, I was. Okay, so let's take a look at some tarot cards. Look at the situation. Oh, he was missing you. He was missing you, and he was also kind of strategizing on how to get out of her life, trying to overcome her. He was keeping his eye on you and thinking about you the whole time too, and he was really wobbling. Like, I don't know how this is gonna, I don't know how this is even gonna be perceived that I put this picture up, but it'll buy me more time. It feels like he wanted you to know. What did you want her to know in posting those pictures? Why would you post those pictures? I didn't know if she were to see it, but if she were to see it, I just wanted it to look like we were still in something so that it could give me a little bit more time. But he was also really afraid that you might just get fed up and walk away, but he feels like he would want to come back in and like wiggle his way back in again. His problem is that he looks up to you and puts you up on a pedestal, and he feels like he needs more money or something, or some kind of golden opportunity to be with you. It's like until he has like this major job in a major corporation, he's not going to be good enough for you, which is really silly. So he's trying to buy time until the perfect thing comes about, and he's all of a sudden that person he knows, that he thinks that you would want, which is BS, of course. I also see the 5 of Cups and the Death card. So he really has a lot of regret when it comes to you, and he is slowly but surely transforming and changing the way that he's looking at things. And I feel like he's taking a good look at the sorrow that comes from missing you versus the pain that comes from giving into the people pleasing and regretting it. And which pain is worse? Which pain is worse? To keep putting this off and to go through the agony of, that, and crying myself to sleep even sometimes with how dishonest I'm being with myself. Or and then having to go through being like two people, people pleasing this one group of people, and then all of this. So he's trying to imagine if he made what would happen if all of a sudden it all came together. I got this incredible offer for this incredible job, and I felt like I was finally the man that she deserves. And I walk away from the karmic, and I just put her in her place and tell her, we are definitely not meant to be together. You and I are way too different. I don't think you're a very nice person. He'd probably not say that, but he would come to that conclusion. And then he'd be like, you know what? I've been telling you, I've been basically just playing this out just for the sake of just getting by and not rippling the waters too bad. So I'm out of here. If I'm real honest with myself, I love somebody else, or I'm just, we're just not a good match, and walking away, and how good that would feel. And then to be able to come to you, and even though it hurts, to address the issues and come up with solutions and apologize and all that kind of stuff. Whew, the lift off of his shoulders to be authentic, the lift off of his shoulders to actually be proactive at you guys coming up with solutions together, and coming up with a plan together, working together, collaborating together on your future. Okay, so JB has one question. Hello, beautiful Amy. I know for a fact that Spirit cornered me into a situation where I had to see my DM recently. As soon as I saw him walking towards me, I panicked and got in my car and took off like a little wuss girl. Would you please use your pet deck and your world truth deck to tell me what he wanted and thought of and felt about me when tonight when this happened with me near. Please and thank you. I already know I need to do more Byron Katie, so I won't be such a wuss. Cute. All right, so let's look at some pet. This is so funny. What a great request. Okay, so look at some pet cards and world truth cards. That's going to be interesting. Okay, so what did he think when he saw her? What did he think when he saw her? And she ran away. Okay, all right, hang on. Okay. If he's with a karmic, I don't think that person cares about him. I don't know your situation, but I just got the card that, whoever's taking care of me while you're away, they don't really care about me. So that's kind of cute. Please stop taking so many pictures and videos of me and just enjoy the moment with me more. I love you. So maybe he feels like that sometimes that's what you're about, or like you're not in the moment. You're not in the moment enough. You're more just wanting to kind of take a snapshot of it, but you're not really there feeling it with him. Maybe when you guys were together, this was some kind of an issue for him, possibly. Or maybe he could also be saying, it could be just plain, I wish you were more in the moment in that moment because I love you. It didn't have to be a picture perfect moment. We could have just, talked and, or just felt the love between us. I feel so content and comfortable with you. You make me feel so special at home and appreciated. So it sounds like that just kind of triggered for him, like how much you love him. He felt that even though you were being a wuss and running. he was like, oh my gosh, it just kind of brought back that love that you have for him and how different it feels and how authentic it feels. Or it could also be, come to think of it, because we were talking about how she doesn't really care if there is somebody else, that she doesn't really care because maybe she's all about the pictures. Maybe she's all about that. And then when he saw you, it just reminded him like she would actually be in the moment with me like I would want, instead of like just wanting to take a picture or something. You make me feel so loved. Is there anything I can do for you? Aww. I could use some warming up, please. Aww. These are all still pet cards. Oh, thanks for dealing with my bad behavior with such patience. I wish I knew better what I could do to make it better. I really want us happy. Aww. I'm in more pain than I'm letting on. Please help. Aww. I see you leveling up in your life, and I'm so proud of you. I'm your biggest cheerleader. You should watch me with a spy cam. Okay. I laugh all the time at your silliness. Thanks for bringing such joy to my life. So you tickled him. That's so sweet. Okay, so we'll look at some world truth cards. This is going to be so interesting. Oh my gosh. World truth cards as to how he felt when he saw her. I love this reading. This is so fun. Okay. This is not a good idea financially. Do not invest in this, or wherever your money is, move your money to a safer place now. So it could be that he doesn't feel he has enough money, to approach you or to feel worthy of you, or maybe that going with you would somehow impact his finances in a negative way. Or maybe it could be, again, if there's a karmic in the situation, he could be realizing that she is not a good idea financially, and he's wanting to move his money to a safer place, which is with you. It could be that as well. Okay. Someone is being framed or blamed for something they didn't do. Look deeper into the situation to find the truth because they are innocent. So maybe he feels like you think something of him that's not true. And he really wants to rectify the situation, and he wants to explain where he's coming from. It's not as it appears, he just said. It's not like you think it is. Okay. This involves copying, cloning, duplicating, reproducing, replicating, or keeping something going exponentially. Okay, so I feel like he's been playing a role with that other person, or he's just been doing the same old that he's always been doing, feeling like he's got to get by paycheck to paycheck, or it's like his life feels like Groundhog Day. Whatever he's doing, it feels like the same old thing all the time. There is or are a lot of conflicting opinions involved in the situation. Many moving parts need figuring out before this can be put to rest and or come to a resolution. This situation can involve an illusion of a false sense of security, that's for sure. So make sure your faith is in the right thing so you are informed and don't get duped. So he's going with the status quo, to get by. Oh, this situation involves a hidden influencer you don't know about. Dig deeper to find the real motives. What made me think of that is either it could be like a domineering mother, he could be people pleasing his mother because she says that this is the way things are done kind of thing. Or it could be like, I feel like a deceased father or a father figure that, hard work is the way, elbow grease is the way to get, it's like all these like strong opinions that were like embedded in him, in his belief system when he was younger, that he grew up always thinking that. So whatever that is, he's breaking through it. This did or will require great courage, bravery, determination, and persistence. Someone pushing through their fear for a good cause, and that good cause is you. There is no need to worry about whatever you've just seen or heard. It's just a scare tactic. You're going to be just fine. Don't let it scare you into reacting. Okay, and one more. This situation involves a hidden influencer you didn't know about. So, and then I just looked at the word release. So he's letting go of with whoever or whatever this was that influenced him to do the people pleasing in this situation. You were both being wusses, I guess. All right, VF. When I was in a cabin in North Georgia, March 2020, I heard knocking outside each night. Wow, that's interesting. I heard stranger sounds the last night I was there. Was this Bigfoot? Am I connected to Bigfoot? Do they want to see me again? What do they want to tell me? Okay, so let's just feel into this. What or who was knocking on the door each night? Hepe na taike na shin sasai. Hapama na taike. He na te. I actually feel, don't want to disappoint you here, but I think it was actually a spirit. Which, I don't know which is, creepier, a Bigfoot or a spirit outside your door knocking. But I do feel that it almost feels like a little girl. Like a little girl, almost apologetic, like doesn't quite want to knock, but she's going to see if you're open to opening the door. So it feels like she may have died there. She may have had something tragic happen, and it's like she's still looking for her parents or still looking for answers. So she's just like, hello. And it just, I don't know what the knock sounded like. I mean, I would think that there'd be a big difference between a Bigfoot knock and a little girl knock. But, I mean, maybe she was projecting a bigger knock to get you to turn your head or something. But it also feels like when you turned around and you noticed the knock, she sensed it and she got kind of scared and moved away from the door. So, it just looks like the poor girl is still looking for answers as to how she died, why she died, and where her parents went. She's still a little unsettled. It feels like she actually fell off a cliff. So that's interesting. I don't know, what's in that area, but there might have been a well or a cliff or something. It just feels like she stepped backwards. And then fell down a really, really long ways and didn't survive it. So, yeah. I'm giving her this information right now. Say she keep him an to take care she said, thank you. Oh my gosh, thank you. And then she flew up into the air and took off. I don't know where she went. Usually I see a white light that they go into, but she just like took off. It's like she knew where she was going or something all of a sudden. You know, when you have an epiphany and you're like, oh, I know exactly what to do. It's like she went and did that. So she's been released. She's been released from that situation. So now let's take a look at you and Bigfoots for a moment. Big feet. Big whatever they are. You do have a connection to them. They do exist. They sensed that you were around, but they didn't come anywhere near. Is there something that you wrote down? Because it's like they're really intuitive and they could feel you writing about them or something. Yeah, I just see you sitting there writing like in a diary or documenting something. And they knew you were doing that. I feel like if you want them to, you could, or if you want to connect with them in some way, I feel like they would do that if you asked them to. So maybe if you ever find yourself out in the woods again, you know, you could put a call out to them on the way there or when you get there, and just, I feel like it wouldn't be something that would be real, like outright in your face, but they would leave you some kind of remnants or of them having been there or something that was like more obvious than even a knock, like a footprint, or like even leaving you a gift at the door, I feel. Or they're showing me something about a log, a stump or a log. Like maybe there would be a tree there and they would take a tree down and there would just be a stump left. I don't know. Something where you'd be like, whoa. And you would have asked for it and they would have responded to you asking. So, hope that helps. Okay, RV. My daughter had to withdraw from college and has finally been diagnosed with ADD. My question is, will she be accepted back into the same college for the vet tech program? I just got a yes. I do feel it's actually going to work to her advantage to have that, having been diagnosed, having that documentation or something. But you may, or she may need to get some kind of a psychological approval to go back. But I do feel it working out. Let me just pull some tarot cards to make sure I get, like, you know, some confirmation on this. Is her daughter going to be accepted back into this program? Yeah, you're going to have to put some effort in. There might be some kind of a, they might have to see that she's matured or that she's ready. They may have to prove, you know, she may have to kind of prove that she's ready. But it does look like she's willing to work with you. And it looks like divine intervention might kick in to make it happen. She's going to be worried about it, but somehow it does get... It might even be where they give her, I don't know if it's a scholarship, they give something back to her somehow. Something's going to be given back to her. So I don't know if that's money or something like that, but it looks like you're going to have to do some figuring out and some talking and things with people, but it does look like you're going to figure out a way for that to happen. So, yeah. It looks like yes, but it's not going to be like super easy. It's not going to be a matter of, oh, okay, she's back in. There's just going to have to be some effort involved. Okay. CP. Will I be in physical union with my beloved this coming year of 2022? Will she be in union? Meaning, is she going to be in a relationship with this person? Or are they going to begin a relationship in this 2022? I get a yes, but there's more of an energy of 2023. So I feel like there's going to be like minimal energy of coming together in 2022. And there's going to be like more energy going towards that in 2023. And they said it's based on circumstances. It has something to do with circumstances. So things need to kind of shift for him a bit to feel like he can go, totally into it. He's a little worried that you're better than him, he's been trying to, he knows you're a gift from God, and he doesn't want to mess it up. But he does have unwavering faith in you guys and the fact that you could have wish fulfillment, and he's doing a lot of, growing up, maturing, and awakening to his path with you, and is willing to fight for you if he has to. He is going to come together with you, have a really good conversation about you guys maybe even standing the rest of your lives together. He really does want this to happen with you, and he knows he has to come out of hiding, and he has to stand in his integrity and make sure that his words and actions are together. That his words speak as loud as his actions. They need to match. So he's very much looking forward to a new beginning. He's trying to figure out how the hell to do that. He might be getting rid of a karmic, a bad habit, or some kind of toxic behavior or toxic situation in order to make that happen. But you're definitely the direction he's trying to go in once he can overcome some things. But he's keeping an eye on you and thinking about you constantly and how you guys can have success together. Okay. JB. Hello, Amy. I gave birth 3 weeks ago, and my poor little baby is currently in the hospital because of the RSV virus. But he is getting better, thank God. Oh, good. Can you please do a mini med bed healing for him? My Christmas wish is his complete healing and that he will be able to come home for Christmas. Thank you so much, Amy, and happy holidays. Oh, he's so cute. He's a little spunky one. He's got a great sense of humor. He's going to pull through. They just said pull through. He's pulling through, or he's going to pull through. I feel like there's some kind of a respiratory thing going on. I don't know what RSV is, but I'm feeling him like almost hooked up to a tube or something. And it's going to be, that might be a little bit ongoing for a bit. He might be sent home with a tube or something like that. I don't know if they even do that. But I'm feeling like, there could be some issues with his lungs or oxygen or something for a little bit. But he will taper off with it, and he will be a strapping young lad, they just said. So, a strapping young lad, isn't that an interesting terminology? Wow, I just saw him like really strong, like Hercules. So maybe this rough beginning is going to form him into a really strong man. Yeah, they said you bet it will. They said don't look at him that way, like as he's growing. Don't look at him as fragile and vulnerable. Look at him as strong and powerful. Keep affirming for him. Look at how strong you were to get through that situation. We always knew you would pull through, and we knew you'd be so strong, because it's going to make or break, how he looks at himself and his view of himself. If you're always like, oh, the poor baby, we didn't know if he'd pull through. We were really scared for him, and we were so concerned. And then you're always kind of doting on him and worried about him and looking over him. Oh, but don't trip on that. Please don't. If you start, acting like that about what's happened, it's really going to get in the way and be kind of a stumbling block for him. He is destined to be a strong fighter, warrior, really badass guy when he's older. So you need to be affirming that. As soon as he gets home, you need to start the whole, what you really want him to believe about himself. Tell him how strong he is, how intuitive he is, how capable he is, how amazing he is, that he's a miracle child, all of that stuff. And it feels like that is going to be the ticket. That's going to be the ticket for his success when he's older. And he's so funny. He just totally, like, when I did the light language, he like was on his back and he starts laughing like I was tickling him. So he's such a sweetheart. I know you're really, really going to enjoy him and his sense of humor. He's just a beautiful child, and I'm really happy for you. Congratulations. Okay. All right. We're on EC. Hi, Amy. Happy 2022. Yay. Please give me any more info on a possible relationship with a man with initials PM. You did a reading for me and said he could be my divine partner. I see him often. He is interested, but he's trying to end a karmic relationship and clear up his old life. I'm not interested in waiting around if there's someone better suited, though. Okay, so let me take a look and do a true love spread for him. All right. He feels appreciative of the energy that you give it. It brings him relief, like seeing you. Whenever he does see you, it's like, you're like a breath of fresh air for him. He knows eventually he's going to share his feelings with you. He's holding quite a bit of it back, probably because of the situation that he's in. So let's just take a look here. All right. He does want a new beginning with you. He's got the karmic on the brain. He's feeling like a child in his heart, and he's afraid he's going to miss out if he doesn't do something to kind of grow up quickly. He's reassessing that relationship with that person, and he's going to be making a decision to break up with them because he feels like you are the one he wants to make this offer to. He really looks up to you, and in a way, he thinks that you're better than him. He feels like a child next to you. He sees you as being very successful, and maybe he thinks that you're making more money than him even. So it's like he feels like he has to work really hard to kind of prove his worth or prove that he is at your level somehow. But he really wants to hold on to you and to heal this relationship and break up with that other person. Or maybe just build a solid foundation with you somehow once he's broken this off. He does have a lot of regret over having chosen her, so that kind of implies that he knew you before he went with her. But if they're married, he wants to get a divorce. But if he's not, or if he is, it doesn't matter. He wants to make right by you. He also, I think, has discovered that karmic that he's with is after his money. And he knows that you wouldn't be. So he does very much look forward to having a heart-to-heart with you at some point and addressing these issues that he knows has been hurting you. And he's trying to manifest, letting this load down. And he's like really afraid you're going to go with somebody else. So he's trying to reassure himself that if he steps in his integrity and starts taking actions that are more authentic to his path, and he starts like cleaning up his life in terms of getting rid of all these people who represent drama and toxicity and combativeness and all of that, that things will just line up for you guys. And he is anticipating a moment going forward, expressing, look, you're my wish fulfillment. You're my happy family. You're what I want. And you might have to say to him in that moment, like, are you done with the karmic? Like, is she completely out of the picture? And he is going to say, right now, as of right now, absolutely. And he's going to march off to go. It's like you guys are going to have some kind of a moment of truth. Or he's going to have a moment of truth, maybe from looking at you, something you say, something you do, something's going to happen that's going to shift it all and bring everything to light. And I feel like that could happen within a few months. So if you can wait a few months, I would give it till summer. When summer, or maybe just contemplate anybody. I mean, consider anybody as an option while he still has somebody else. Consider anybody else as well. But, in summer, if he hasn't done anything significant, or what I'm describing hasn't happened by summer, I would say, definitely consider dating somebody else, for sure. Okay, and you could always go through my my playlist called I think it's called All About True Love. All About True Love, and just kind of glance through there and take a look at some videos that catch your attention. Okay, JL, mini med bed for me and B, please. And I'm also going to do, let's see, a True Love spread as well. So, all right. So actually, I'll do the True Love spread first, and then I'll do the mini med bed on whatever I see in the True Love spread. All right. How is B feeling about her right now, please? How is B feeling about her right now? She's wanting to reach out with some kind of a heartfelt offer. I feel like the holidays actually transformed her, solidified something for her. She thought about you nonstop and is still thinking about you. And she's really wanting to heal things with you because she believes you guys have a bright future once she actually decides, I'm doing it. I'm taking that first step and I'm going to go into this new life now. She's going to be communicating something with you, or she's thinking of communicating with you. She wants to break past her worry. She's starting to realize that her own prison is just in her head, and she needs to get out of it if she ever wants her wish fulfillment. When she does come to heal things with you, it's going to go very, very quickly. And she is going to be having an epiphany sometime in the future about her worth, and about how, she's just going to have one of those moments where she's just going to step out of the shadows and take the hood off of her head. Whether you see her as a beast or not, she's got to reveal herself to you. She's trying to go away from worry and have faith, which is really, it's very much in the energy right now of our world and true love, which always seems to go hand in hand as far as I'm concerned. So, we have to go away from those negative, fearful ideas. And I feel like we're all getting triggered in so many different ways on all these different levels. So I feel like she got caught up in something she was triggered by for a moment. Things from the past that used to trigger you will come back for like a cleanup job, just to boost your faith and keep coming back to just one step at a time, listening to your intuition, talking to God on a regular basis. That is talking to your intuition. And staying really present in the moment, like I call that holding hands with God. So if she came back to that moment, and she is, it's given her faith, and it's making her really want to close the chapter of life that she's in and begin a more authentic life with you. And that's going to involve that heart, some kind of it might feel like a surprise to you, but it might be about missing you terribly. And how she really just has so much love for you that it just spills out in every way. Maybe that means that she can't stop thinking about you and sees you everywhere she goes and sees your name everywhere, or has memories of you all the time, and it's just like driving her crazy. Or it feels like her heart is bleeding. Like she's just like, my bleeding heart, I can't take it anymore. Like I cry about this, and like I was hoping I could walk away from it because my life could be easier, but at the same time, it's like I couldn't live with myself or the person that I would believe that I am if I were to do that. And she goes, I wasn't seriously thinking about leaving. It was just that, to make it easier, it just would have been great. But I can't do that and live with myself. So that's how much she loves you, and really has to, stick to this no matter what. And she's done kind of pussyfooting around and really wants to get to the point with you. So, hama naten sa se shehe na ai, hela pom pom homa an. For some reason, they just showed me like an umbilical cord that needed to get severed. I feel like her mother is like, you know what, you need to be a grown-up girl now. I'm not feeding you anymore. I'm cutting that cord, and you need to step out and be the woman that you are, even if it's different than who I am or was. You have to decide who you are going to be in this life, and you go get what it is that you truly want. And it's time for you to stand strong and be your own, like, Wonder Woman. Like, quit looking up to me as the one who has all the answers. You have to start coming up with these answers for yourself now. And she's like, whoa, okay. So it's like taking her binky away, taking her blanket away, taking her training wheels away. Her mother is telling her basically that if you really do want to be your own woman, you have to face up to things, especially the things that you're most afraid of. You've got to go out on the limb and do the uncomfortable thing and just address it. You don't even know if she'll want you, but you have to face that. You can't just keep you guys in limbo forever. You have to come to some kind of a meeting of the minds about it and have that resolution. And then I just felt feeling like, oh my gosh, I would die if she didn't want to be with me. That would be the end of my world. But, it's better to know than to not know. So she's really encouraging her to, you just rip the Band-Aid off. Just rip the Band-Aid off and see what's there under the covers. Quit being so scared of the boogeyman. Turn the light on and open up the closet and see what's there. She just said, you guys are made of the same stuff. You guys are made of the same stuff, and that's what you'll find when you actually go to address this thing. So, she just has to choose to go out on the limb and be herself, basically, and see what happens when she actually addresses this. Okay, AD. All right, AD, I'm going to do a true love spread for you. She says, a true love spread, please, and a shout out to all the beautiful angels watching. Stay strong. Good things are coming. So, and when I said that, I just saw the Page of Wands and the Four of Wands. So that's Five of Wands. Five of Wands is either trying to figure something out, too many conflicting opinions and ideas, and there are a lot of people between these cards. But it's also a new passionate beginning. So I feel like it's the end of a bunch of chaos, and an end of all the division in the world. So this must be a little message from Spirit in here about what she just said. So it's, the end in confusion of everybody having all these different opinions and having their own way in on how we should begin this next chapter of our lives, or what they think is going to happen next, and just going ahead and being that Page of Wands and being willing and able to step into a new adventure, no matter how much you feel ill-prepared or just like you don't have the answers for it yet. It feels like there's a miracle coming as you step into your power. So the Ace of Pentacles with the Empress, when it comes to this relationship, you being in your power is key to everything, and you sitting there on your throne expecting a miracle is very important. So you have to stop trying to prove his love for you in trying to look for it in every way that you can. Oh, it's, this was said, or that was said, or that was done, or this wasn't done, or this, stop over analyzing it and just be completely confident a miracle is going to happen, and don't talk about it. Don't worry about it. And then the clarity is going to come, and the victory will come, because you just sit there like a queen expecting it, period. Okay, so what does the spread say? Four of Wands in his mind, Nine of Coins, Wheel of Fortune, Empress, Seven of Cups. Okay, so the Four of Wands is clarified by the Knight of Pentacles. So I feel like that's, he's just been going slow as molasses. And he's really he wants to put an end to that. He wants to stop behaving that way. He said it's immature. He knows it. And it's making him ignore you, and he hates that. And the ignoring, though, is him putting you up on a pedestal, feeling like, he's spying on you. He's ignoring you, but he's spying on you at the same time. But, it's at least he's a knight. He's a knight of pentacles, so he does feel like he has a little bit more to offer you. Maybe he made more money, or maybe something has happened that he feels a little bit more optimistic, a little bit more empowered. But he does have to get rid of a karmic. With that Wheel of Fortune in his actions, it's like there's going to be a flip. So he's going to take all the attention away from the other person, and he's going to focus it on you finally. And with the Eight of Wands, things could go very, very quickly for you too. Lots of communication, lots of action being taken, maybe even some travel. So he's going to come out of hiding with the Hermit and the Empress, and he's going to decide to go on that path that's going to lead to, he just said enlightenment, but it's going to lead to a lot. Like, he feels like he's going to be leveling up in a spiritual way, and in many different ways, like sprouting and blossoming in life with you by his side. He feels like choosing anybody else would take him into a pit of despair, like a pit of depression, a pit of waking up every day saying, what did I get myself into here? You would be the only decision that he could make that he would actually feel proud of himself, and he could wake up every day and say, at least I chose love. Whatever this brings, at least I chose love. And he knows that that's like the most important thing, or he's at least coming to that conclusion. He's also in the future trying to figure out a way to get you totally in your power and feeling grounded and relaxed and supported. And he wants a commitment with you, and he wants to marry you, and he wants to do right by you, and he wants to get through any kind of confusion that there's been, and explain maybe why that happened or who was behind it. And he wants to put a lot of effort into healing this relationship and making it right and balancing things out between you guys. He really wants to be in his power and really come from his heart and be really mature in the way that he handles you going forward. He wants that new beginning, and he wants this to come together so that you guys can have a very inspiring, excited new life. He knows it's going to shock a lot of people, but it's going to inspire the pants off of them too. So he's willing to take the risk. And he knows that, sometimes when you take a big risk like this, it's all in your attitude. It's all in your attitude. If you're insecure about it and you're like, oh, I don't know how people are going to think. I don't know what they're going to think of this. I don't know how they're going to. If you're acting like that, then people are going to jump all over it, and they're going to be totally suspicious of it. They're going to be real skeptical, and they're going to make fun of it, and they're going to do whatever they can to push against it. But if you come out, and you even can pretend if you have to, but if you come out with your bravest face and you're like, this is the most phenomenal thing to ever happen, this is going to be the best thing for everybody. It's going to be incredible. I am so excited. I am completely confident in this decision I've made. If you can pull that off, both with yourself and your heart first, and then portray that out to the world, all your family, friends, and everybody else, anyone else that's involved, you're going to have everybody back you up. Even naysayers are going to change their way. If you can keep that attitude going, they're going to back you up eventually. They're going to see that they were wrong. They're going to see that, wow, okay, so it looks like, wow, look at that. Okay, well, I thought it was this, but wow, look at that. They're pretty amazing together. That, she really is strong in this other way. And she really is that, you know what I mean? That they can navigate through those sticky points a lot better if they can just get that buy-in right from the start, or like first in their heart, and then they have to be confident and stay confident through the course of no matter what happens. Both of you have got to be like a united front and just be strong no matter what kind of storm hits you. So I feel like he's stepping into that. He's stepping into that energy. Okay, and I feel like a number 331. 331. Okay, the Ascended Masters remind you that their lives were testaments to the power of positive thinking. Keep your words, spoken, written, and thought on a positive level to attract a more desirable outcome. So, that's for both of you. But he is realizing that there really is, you have a lot of clout and a lot of leverage when you keep things positive. So he's starting to use that as a powerful tool that he knows will be beneficial to him and will give him kind of a leg up in the situation. So that's what's basically gonna turn things around for him, is he's gonna keep choosing to have hope and keep choosing those positive thoughts, and that everything is going to work out and that he can find a solution to anything. He may even start using affirmations, something like that will pull him out of any kind of negative spiral thought that would normally consume him. Okay. So thank you guys so much for listening today. And if you guys have a question for me, please go to amysatori.com/askamy and just check out the situation there. Look at those directions. Make sure and read everything, please. And check out the dates that your reading would be if you did ask your question, so that you can anticipate that video and be looking out for your timestamp. So much love to you guys, and I'm going to do a general blessing for everybody. You can drop your shoulders and just relax for a moment. And I want you to put your intention on something that's either beneficial to you, your family, those you love, or the whole world if you want. And as long as it's for the good of everyone and within everybody's free will, then it will be granted and amplified for you. Hama na taiken sa shihi na ai. Hala pomo homa anake ena. Shishi ensa ehe ena. Halake na pomomo ona, chenche sela hakeena, hela pum popo kiken sasen, hena akeen, hele pupo homa ana, hela, chense sena. Come on. I just felt some spirit babies wanting to come be born. So I think this is going to be a year of people getting pregnant. All right, you guys have a beautiful rest of your day, and I will talk to you next week.